had no shot. He is not having that same thought.
Now, what Seb is saying is that Rayleigh assessed the situation and admitted afterwards to Shaqy and the other girls that, hey, I had no shot against him. These are facts. Lawrence's argument is, he'll get into it, I'm gonna just cut ahead, is that, regardless if Rayleigh admitted that he was not able to take on Blackbeard, he was still down for the activities. He would have took it there. So why did Blackbeard choose to not squash the beef, but why did he choose to not run, but like have a mutual agreement where it's like, you're in control right now. You're the Yonko. You have the Empress by her neck. Kobe can't do nothing. Most of the Marines and some of your pirates are turned into stone. Why are you coming to a mutual agreement with Rayleigh if you're this strong? Has the Quake Fruit. Has the Yami Yami. No sign of Conqueror's hockey. He did show armament against the Seraphim Mihawk for the first time, but that's not enough, right? Because Rayleigh came in that G thing just flexing Conqueror's hockey, and Rayleigh feels like he got off with his name alone, not necessarily just him flexing the Conqueror's hockey, but he knows my reputation, so he's like, I don't want to take it there with you right now. But that's the thing with Blackbeard too, that I want Lawrence to understand, is that Blackbeard be on some, is this worth my time? His facial expressions though do be crazy. His facial expressions do be on some like he's spooked. But in my mind, just with everything that we're learning about rocks and everything that we know about Blackbeard so far, this dude just weigh out his options on what he got going on in the moment. He damn near got everything he wanted in that moment with Kobe telling him like, hey, I'm about to take you. I'm about to take a few good men. All right, bet I can't get the Empress fruit right now, but I got a lot of other stuff. So Rayleigh, is it worth taking it there with him to get this fruit right now when I can catch her lacking later? You know what I mean? So let's go back to it.
Process versus Cat.
You wanna know why?
And you know
You wanna know why that matters? Even though Ray is flexing his hockey, in his mind he's thinking no shot. But if Blackbeard actually chose to fight Ray, is Ray running away? No, I'm sorry, I can't. I don't think I can.
No, he's not.
I'm not gonna fight. No, he's gonna fight, and then you're gonna see what's what. Just because you don't believe you could win doesn't mean you automatically lose. We saw the example with Luffy and Kaido. Luffy shouldn't have had no shot against winning, but Luffy tried anyway. Look how that played out. That's a different situation. But the same going by that category, even though Ray may have had that thought, but was willing to go in anyway. Blackbeard did not. He had that same thought. I don't think I could take on Ray. And then what did he do? He acted in harmony with his thoughts by not fighting Ray.
That's the thing, Lawrence. We don't know if he had that thought. There was no thought bubble. The narrator didn't tell us he was scared or he was like, oh, I can't take him right now. And with everything we know about how Blackbeard moves, is this worth my time, and should I get into this right now? Very calculated individual, right? Compared to if Luffy's in that situation, let's say hypothetically Luffy is a villain, Luffy's in that situation, he like, oh, Dark King Rayleigh, put them hands up. You know what I mean? So I don't think Blackbeard was thinking like, oh man, if I fight Dark King, man, this right hand man to the Pirate King, he gonna fuck me, he gonna F me up. Hell no, he not thinking like that. He more like, if I take it there, I will say this. I believe Blackbeard is in the mindset of, if can I 100% win this fight with minimum damage? So, prime example, let's take Blackbeard and Law. I think he went in with that fight overly confident, right? So he like, yeah, let me just, and I got all my crew with me, most of my crew with me. Let's do it. Where with Rayleigh, he didn't have Van Auger. He didn't have Burgess. Who he have? He had not Alu. He had the dude that spits that alcohol fruit, and then he had Katarina Devon, and they were both turned into stone. So let's take both situations, right? One, when he fought Law, even though you can argue Law took that fight high diff, because Law got some licks in on Blackbeard. With how we know Blackbeard fights, he don't care if it's one-on-one. He not like Luffy. He not going to tell his homies, hey, go down to the bottom floor. I got Kaido one-on-one by myself. I got this. Let everybody know I'm going to handle this. When has Blackbeard ever displayed that type of energy? I don't even think in the Ace and Blackbeard fight that he told his men to just stand down. They can feel free to jump in whenever they want. Blackbeard did most of the work against Ace, but I'm pretty sure he didn't mind if they gave him an assist. So what I'm saying is, in the Law fight, it was a coordinated attack. You got the Doc fruit turning Law into a woman. You got the warp fruit with Van Auger. You got Burgess throwing effing stone pillars. And in the Rayleigh situation, he got only 2 of his crewmates, and they're both turned to stone. And then he got the Empress in his hand, knowing that if I have to let her go to fight Rayleigh, it's possibly she could turn me into stone too. So that's why I say, Lawrence, you can't just say that he was spooked of Rayleigh. He's weighing his options. He's being calculated right now. He's critical thinking. Unlike Luffy would have just did what he did in that moment.
Shutting everything down as in, you know what, I'm just gonna book it with my crew. So regardless you want to say it, Ray had that thought, Blackbeard not only had that thought, but showed that thought and acted in harmony with it.
None of that matters.
None of that matters?
Literally none of it matters. Rayleigh, again, like I said, Rayleigh, who can't assess how strong a person is, his words. I couldn't have possibly won. Those are his words. That's the phrasing he chose to use.
Yeah, he said that.
I'm not arguing that.
Yes, you were.
No, I'm not.
You said just because he ended up not fighting doesn't mean he couldn't have possibly won. He said, I could not have possibly won, Lawrence.
Yes. Yeah, Sebastian. Well, I'm also arguing
here,
but
yeah,
I know how you were
He's
doing
not
that.
saying that about Cat.
No,
so again, it doesn't matter how Blackbeard reacted. That doesn't matter. Rayleigh knows it does not.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. If you're asking us who wins in this fight, Rayleigh told you. Rayleigh told you.
I ain't gonna lie, when I originally watched this stream, I was on Sebastian's side, because it's like, you're blowing, like you're making, it's hard to argue with somebody where they're not reading what you're being told.
Sebastian likes to ignore that factor. Coming across Blackbeard, he said, after the fact, I don't know if I could beat Blackbeard.
But I just didn't like how Sebastian didn't use certain arguments, because I know
with that attitude during the
I know when I'm in the heat of the arguments, I tend to forget key details that I can help my argument. So I know where Sebastian's coming from. He's getting frustrated because he's like, hey, Rayleigh quite literally said I could not have won that fight. Imanu. So he's not thinking of like, hey, did you not think that Blackbeard only had 2 of his members with him and they were both turned into stone? And when he normally fights, he doesn't care if his teammates are helping him as long as the job gets done, because he's a pirate. The most piratist pirate in the show. I feel like in that situation, if he had Van Auger, if he had Burgess, if he had Katarina Devon and bro, why am I drawing a blank on bro's name? I know everybody's name in the Blackbeard Pirate except for the dude that has the alcohol fruit. The dude with the Squidward nose. Golly. Also, he didn't even have Shiryu. So now, let's put them into the equation. Does Blackbeard run, Lawrence? No. That's an easy dub. That's easy. Because he could facilitate some stuff. He could be like, hey, hold on to her while da 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 da. Or hey, Shiryu, Burgess, and da-da-da, you handle Rayleigh. Not saying that they would have got the dub on Rayleigh, but it would have been enough for him to extract Boy Hancock's fruit, killer, boom. Now I can take over and fight Rayleigh myself. Completely different situation. So I'm just giving my perspective because I watched this live stream. They posted a short 13-minute clip of it on YouTube, and I was just thinking about it. So I just wanted to put my perspective into it.
Fight. No, he's flexing his hockey. And let me ask you a question. If Blackbeard actually decided to fight Ray, do you think Ray's like, nah, I can't beat you. I'm going to run?
He will fight to the death.
So Ray's actually going to fight Blackbeard. After the fact that that's what Ray said. But I'm saying that Blackbeard not only kind of showed that and said that through his actions, he saw Ray and had a similar thought. Oh, this is Ray from the Roger Pirates. I can't beat him, so I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to run away. So Sebastian's arguing the fact that Blackbeard thought the same exact.
And I wouldn't say it's him running away. It was more like them like acknowledging the situation.
Because if Blackbeard decided to fight, guess
we'll
what?
leave. Not running away. We'll leave.
He didn't show that one. Blackbeard still ran away. Am I wrong or right? Am I tripping for
He
saying
left. He didn't run away.
No, because Blackbeard actually acted hard with it. We saw his reaction. He was shook when Ray showed up, right? And then
that's the only.
I really don't like him. So, you know.
That's the only thing about Blackbeard. He do be looking shook though. He do be looking like he be shaking in his boots.
Right. We don't gotta fight. I'm bouncing with my crew.
I don't know where we've gone wrong as a community when a character can quite literally tell you I can't beat this dude, and we're still gonna argue this hard that they could have. I don't know how we do that. I literally don't. I literally don't know how we do this.
Sebastian.
When a character can outright tell you, yo, I can't beat this guy. And the words they used were, couldn't possibly win. This is still happening. This moment is still happening.
Sebastian, you ever hear the phrase, actions speak louder than words? So someone says this is more noteworthy to you than someone actually running away because he recognized I can't beat the dude.
Lawrence,
so
again, we get into this all the time.
Conquerors, right?
We get into this all the time.
Am I tripping?
Blackbeard had so much to lose by fighting.
Yes.
Not enough to gain in his mind to act.
Because in that situation, the moment he let go of Boa Hancock, now the dynamic switches. Boa has her fruit. Blackbeard's probably aware that he does find Boa attractive. I get turned to stone. Rayleigh cuts me in half. I'm dead. End of One Piece because now we don't have our final antagonist. So I think Blackbeard's thinking like, damn, if I gotta fight Rayleigh with one hand, I got this shorty in my other hand, what can I do? I'm in a pickle. I'm not scared, but I know I can lose a lot in this situation. Compared to Luffy, he might take that risk, and I like using Luffy because it's a known fact that he charges into danger regardless if he know he can't win. He's not thinking of strategies. He's thinking of combat skills. He's thinking of new ways to elevate his fighting, like his punches, his kicks, his techniques. But he's not thinking of strategies. Or the only time I remember where Luffy really thought about something very deeply was when Vivi let him know in the situation where they were trying to get Nami help when she was sick. Hey, sometimes you need to be humble and be like, yeah, you just need to be humble. We need to bow right now and let these people know we need their help. Because if we try to fight them, why would they help us? So he's like, okay, let's not say my pride to the side, but let me not jump into just fighting them. Let's actually communicate, use our words, Luffy, to help my crewmate get better.
Take the risk.
Okay,
that's why he did that.
It's funny how you make these excuses for Blackbeard.
I'm not making excuses. I'm giving you the context of the situation.
And I'm giving you his character because we legit.
But he could be a punk all day. Doesn't mean you're weak.
Sebastian.
I don't think Blackbeard's a punk.
I'll tell you 1,000 times.
Sebastian.
Blackbeard is soft. He a punk. He can do the softest thing possible. But when Rayleigh tells you, I can't possibly beat this man, you're supposed to accept that. That's that.
Sebastian.
This literally is. It's not deeper than that.
Sebastian.
Rayleigh went, no,
I'm not going
this dude's stronger than me right now.
Sebastian.
I can't win.
Sebastian.
But you,
Sebastian.
headcanon, whatever. I'm not
headcanoning.
mental gymnastics my way into figuring out why this dude.
Recognize. No. You want to talk about all this crap, right? You're yelling about this whole thing. Blackbeard got his darkest fruit and Whitebeard's fruit. I'm the strongest there is. Where's all that talk? No, I'm the strongest there is.
The only time I ever got
in that same situation, I'm gonna take.
The only time I ever got punk vibes from Blackbeard was in Marineford when Whitebeard was about to like do something to him and he just kind of fell back on his back and started kind of crawling back. That was like, okay. I was a little like sissified. However, it takes a bold man to come to Marineford and take the devil fruit of a Yonko and then flex it in front of all the admirals. And then, yeah, you can say, oh, but he didn't want to fight Shanks when Shanks pulled up. Akainu didn't want to fight Shanks when Shanks pulled up. So I want to know, like, if we're going to have these standards for characters, we got to have them for everybody. Because in my opinion, if Shanks pulled up and said the war is stopping after Kobe tried to tell Akainu we need to stop, innocent people are dying, and then Shanks pulls up and says this shit. Okay, wait, hold on, let me say that better. Kobe said, Akainu, we need to stop. Innocent people on both sides are dying. Akainu was about to murk him on live television. Shanks pulls up, blocks the attacks, then talks to Sengoku and said, hey, we're stopping this. This needs to stop. Enough bloodshed. You guys completed your mission. Ace is dead. Y'all even got one better. Whitebeard is dead now. We're stopping this. Akainu's just like, okay. That's punk energy. Passive. Picking your battles. So we can't just sit here and say Blackbeard is a punk when he's being strategic and he knows how to pick his battles wisely. Am I a punk because I don't want to fight Mike Tyson? No, I just know I'm not a boxer, so I know if we were in an organized ring or if we weren't, he might have an edge on me because he fought when he was younger. And I'm not saying fight him now. I'm talking about just when he was in his prime. He's training to be a boxer. So why would I have this supreme confidence if I know I'm not a boxer? I kind of move different. I'm a UFC fighter. I wrestle. But if he wants to just go hands, I'm like, nah, I'm going to try to persuade him, like, come in the octagon. You know what I mean? So I want y'all to hold that same standard to every character in One Piece, because Blackbeard is not a punk. He's just strategic. All right, let me keep going.
On Old Man Whitebeard. I'm gonna take on Sengoku. I'm gonna take on Garp. Anybody in this war who wanna get it, I'm gonna get it. Shanks rolls up. Yo, what do you say, Blackbeard? You know what? I'm not ready to take on you. I'm gonna leave. Similar situation. I go to Amazon Lily. I'm gonna take on Bo Hancock. I'm gonna take on the Marines. I'm gonna take on everybody. Ray rolls up. Blackbeard, what do you wanna do? Same exact situation. Blackbeard sees Shanks. You know what?
I don't think he said, what do you wanna do? You know he said, hey, just unhand her.
Blackbeard's weak. I didn't say he's a coward. I said none of that. I gave you the exact same situation.
He was willing to put his life on the line for Bo Hancock.
He could have won a freaking fight and back the hell off. Whatever you want to
twist it up,
or you want to
bro.
add to it, that is what Blackbeard does. If he doesn't,
Lawrence, my brother, let me talk to you. He did not think he couldn't win the fight. Yes, he did look spooked. I'm not taking that away from you. But at the same time, let's remember who he had in a chokehold. So let's take you for example, Lawrence. You have a goal in mind. Came to this island to do a couple things. And you got one of the people that you're trying to abstract their devil fruit, because you're going to use it in your master plan. You know why you need the love fruit. That's actually blowing my mind sometimes. I'm like, what were you going to do with that, Blackbeard? Hopefully give it to somebody else. you got her in your possession and you got her in a chokehold, and then somebody's coming to defend her and fight for her honor or fight to make sure she's cool, and he's willing to put his life on the line. Can you fight that person with one hand and risk her getting free and turning you into stone? No. So I think any logical man, even Shanks, would do that, bro. Even if he ain't got a left arm, bro. Like he would be like, you know what? I don't know. Shanks might be different though. I ain't gonna cap. That boy might slash Rayleigh in half with Luffy and Blackbeard in his hand. I don't know. Shanks built different, but I don't think Blackbeard is a punk, man.
Believe he's gonna win, he's gonna back off. Regardless of what Rayleigh said, because Rayleigh was still gonna fight the dude.
Look at
and
Sebastian.
then we would have saw who actually would have won.
Decided.
That's what I'm saying. But Blackbeard, in itself, if he's a record, he's gonna win this fight. The same with the Kainu.
Sebastian
He
be
won the
having
battleship.
me
Kainu rolled up. Guess what? I'm taking off. Why? Because if Blackbeard doesn't believe he's gonna win these fights between Kainu, Ray, and Shanks. Wrong or right?
That's, yes, Lawrence, that's right.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter if Ray tells you I want to fight.
Sebastian.
It doesn't matter.
Sebastian.
Did the Kainu go dead?
All right, we're gonna put it there because Sebastian's not making any good arguments. Besides, he keeps harping on the same point. He did say one time that, hey, he had a lot to lose in that situation, but you see how I kind of broke it down, the situation that Blackbeard was in. Two crewmates both already turned into stone. Boa Hancock in his left hand, he only has his right hand. So he's already occupied using the Yami Yami, so now all he can use is the Quake Fruit. Is that enough to go in an all-out fight with a man with Conqueror's Haki who's willing to lay his life on the line to save her? Sebastian, that would have been a way better argument for Lawrence. So I just want people to put that in perspective when they call Blackbeard a punk or think that Blackbeard would have lost in that situation. He wouldn't have necessarily lost to Rayleigh, but he could have got turned into stone, or he could have lost to Rayleigh dealing with fighting these people on the side. So just as much as Blackbeard be having people cornered with multiple people, so do that particular situation, he was cornered. He had to just leave and be like, you know what? For now, it's good, Ray. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there with you because I know you're willing to take it there. Right now, I'm not trying to take it there because I'm trying to get that one piece. You know what I mean? So, hey man, if you like my argument or if you like my perspective on the situation, go ahead and like the video, subscribe. Line December. I want to do more of these breakdown videos on power scaling and just One Piece talk. And if you want me to get into another anime, I'm trying to get into Attack on Titan. I'll be open-minded. But for now, just mainly One Piece. And with that, I'm out. Peace.